I'm Roxy, president of ACRE this year, and I'm also a broker at Progressive Real Estate Partners. Thank you. I'd like to start off our presentation today by thanking our amazing ACRE board. If you're on the ACRE board this year, please stand. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for all your hard work. Next, I'd like to thank ACRE's generous sponsors. We will start with our gold sponsors. Here's our long list. Buckner, Robinson, and Merkovich, California Centers. By the way, California Centers has free publications that we would love for you to check out right there. Thank you, Brad. City of Moreno Valley, City of Marietta, CAM Property Services, CoStar, Little Diversified Architectural Consulting, Prime Store, Omnia Pacific Construction, and United Paving Company. If you work at one of our gold sponsors, please stand. Thank you all to our gold sponsors. Now, our silver sponsors, City of Menifee, Progressive Real Estate Partners, and Womble Bond Dickinson. Please all stand if you work at one of these firms. Progressive, it's your time. Perfect. Thank you to all our wonderful sponsors. Now I will turn the mic over to our moderator today. Our moderator is Brad Umaski, President and Head Coach of Progressive Real Estate Partners.
We have 13 cities speaking, representing about 2 million people. That's 2 million of the 4.7 million in the Inland Empire. So, a little game for you to play, because I know that everybody in this audience is a little ADD. So we have a little drinking game that you can play. I don't see waters or iced teas, but you can imagine it in your head. If you hear the word master plan, mixed use, or bright line today in your mind, take a little drink, okay? But remember that there are no bathroom breaks until we're done, so just keep that in mind as well.
Good morning, Orlando Acevedo, Apple Valley, here to talk to you about master plan, mixed use development, and bright line in North Apple Valley. First off, thank you, Roxy and Brad and the entire ACRE team for allowing us to present to you this afternoon. I'm, again, Orlando Acevedo. I got to click myself. Assistant Town Manager, Town of Apple Valley, here to talk to you about our community. I have my contact information here and at the end, and of course, the ACRE team has it as well. I'd love to talk to you, many of you after the presentation today. Apple Valley, 75,000 residents, only 30% built out, a golden land of opportunity. We are growing leaps and bounds. Talk to you a little bit about that today. 11 years, we've been voted the best place to live in the high desert. Excited about that. A lot of activity right now, a lot of retail activity. We have a Sprouts, a Raising Cane's, Hobby Lobby coming out of the ground in the next 12 months. They're working through their building permit process right now. More Furniture, Cold Stone Creamery have already spent way too much money in their first week. It's exciting, right? You talk about these big projects and everybody cares just about Cold Stone, but it's been an exciting project. Loves is building a travel center at Stoddard Wells in the 15 freeway. Very important for our community. Not only does it extend infrastructure to Stoddard Wells in the 15 freeway, but it allows us the opportunity to gather sales tax and gas tax that many of my cities along freeways have taken for granted for a really long time. We're excited about that project. Quail Ridge Plaza at the corner of Yuckaloma and Napa Valley Road is back on the market. Thanks in part to the completion of the Green Tree Boulevard extension that connects Apple Valley to the 15 freeway. Brandon Boschman and Eric Wested are representing that project. If you have a tenant or a developer, please bring them to me or to any of those gentlemen. That's going to be one of the great big projects. Last sort of high-quality intersection in not just Apple Valley, but the entire high desert. Strong demographics there. Industrial growth, like many of my cities we'll talk about today, is unprecedented. I didn't type it in here because I didn't want anybody to take this as a public record, but we're processing about 20 million square feet of industrial development in some form or fashion. Two big projects I did want to mention by name. Covington Development Partners has entitled 2.5 million square feet. Loctech is building a 1.2 million square foot owner-occupied DC as well in North Apple Valley. Along with Cosmont Companies, I saw you all in here. We are working on an EIFD. There you are, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your support in helping us establish an EIFD. We are going to partner with our private sector folks to, did you give me a 2-minute? Oh. Wow, 5 minutes flies. Industrial overlay zoning, I can talk more about that, but we really want to make sure that those last mile e-fulfillment, e-commerce, DCs have access to our community as well. Yes, two big projects, Brightline and Big. I won't take credit for Big. That's a project in Barstow. Brightline is building a high-speed rail station in Apple Valley. As you may know, the project sufficiently enough, connecting Las Vegas to Los Angeles, to Rancho and to Los Angeles. Those two projects are going to inject billions of dollars into our economy, generate tens of thousands of jobs, obviously generate economic and residential growth like we've not seen in the high desert. So we're really excited about those projects, but I won't spend too much time on them because we know how massive they are, and happy to get more information to you as necessary. It's not all just grand slams and home runs, right? Sometimes you got to play small ball, you got to get on base, shop local. We're really proud of the work we do with our small business community through our small business grant and our Shop Local CalEd award-winning Shop Local program, where we're featuring not just the products and services that our businesses are working through, but also the people and the entrepreneurial stories behind them. One last fun, exciting project for us, we were donated a 14-screen former AMC theater. Never happens. It happened in Apple Valley. Long story short, we are working to reposition that. We're working through our budget numbers right now. Excited about this project because it will interject arts into the high desert and into Apple Valley in ways that we've not seen before in our community. And in summary, we are a pro-business community. We have a very streamlined entitlement process. As the assistant town manager, I oversee all of our entitling divisions: economic development, building safety, planning, engineering. And so we have a great team, we have a great process, but if you have an issue with building safety, I know about it, right? So encourage you to come look at Apple Valley. Because of our regional access, many of our sites are the first store or the first restaurant for many of the retailers looking to enter into our market. With that, Brad, I'm off the stage. Thank you all very much.
I am so excited for the opportunity to speak today. There were a couple. Paul G., where are you? I saw you. Yes, thank you. Great conversation. Paul Sue, always the best dressed. Always the best dressed of the brokers with Progressive. Can I get you guys to do something? My daughter told me to do this. So was this moving? Totally don't laugh. Fontana, can you say it with me? Fontana, 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 Fontana. All right, 5 minutes. That doesn't count just yet. Oh, shucks. All right, well, let me use the slides because I'm still on Apple Valley. Let's see. All right, so we definitely know where Fontana is, correct? All right. You definitely know our specs and quick facts? No. So right now, Fontana is making, our household incomes are about $93,000 in revenue. Our households are really focused on increasing their spending. So you will also see that I'm a little nervous, that our median net worth is about $184,000. I thought I wanted to bring that up today because Fontana is always the baby sister or the redheaded stepchild that you guys think about. And so today I wanted to change your mind on Fontana. So let's just kind of talk about one priority project that Fontana is really focused on, which is our downtown. A lot of cities you're going to hear Brightline. Take a drink. You're going to hear master plans, take another drink. But I am really focused on our downtown. Our downtown has been disinvested for a lot of our brokers and investors. And so we want you to invest. Do you know Sammy Hagar? Anybody? I do. Do you know Right Now from Van Halen? Right Now, that one? Yes. So Sammy Hagar is opening Stage Red that will have 300 seats that will be focused on this VIP experience. Fontana has not had anything like that before. So Sammy Hagar, the redheaded rocker, is coming to Fontana. It is his home. It is his focus. So we're really excited that he's there. We also are increasing, not a master plan, this would be your master plan as an investor. If you were to assemble 1 acre, you can build 49 units on that acre. So you think about the highest, best use. We really want to increase the density for downtown. We also will have parking structures, which you don't really see in any of our downtowns. You'll see more kind of parking lots. Well, we're going to have 3 5-story parking structures that will be coming in. The real big number is that 100,000 of retail. 100,000 square feet of retail, 60,000 square feet of office. This brings new inventory that you as brokers and investors can actually sell and revitalize our downtown. All right, do you see something that you haven't seen in Fontana before? Let's talk about density. Let's talk about we're going up. That was one conversation that I just had with Paul. He mentioned a lot of cities are staying flat. We don't want to stay flat. We want to go to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories. We are not in a fly zone, so we can go as high as we need. So with developers, that is something that we can focus on. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Lifestyle brand hotel for downtown with retail at the bottom and hotel at the top, as well as office space that will also have retail and office. So here's some stats. A lot of people don't know that downtown Fontana is a thoroughfare. 6.6 million visits go through Sierra every year. 6.6 million visits. Why don't we have a Nike? I'm not sure. Why don't we have a Sephora downtown? I'm not sure. Because we could have 6.6 visits and the revenues. You can also see, and I'm coming to the end, you can also see steady daily visits as well as steady hourly visits, perfect for date night. Do you see that? Between 4 and 11 p.m., you have the great opportunity. So here's our consumer demand. Restaurants is right there, smack in the middle, $248 million in consumer demand. That's huge. And that's a huge opportunity of what is to come for Fontana. Here's my contact information. Snap a picture, come and see me. Let's talk about what we can do to make Fontana great.
Victor Knight, City of Hesperia, Economic Development Manager. A quick personal note, I am one of the few that are fortunate to get to work for the city that I also live in. My wife and I both grew up in Hesperia. Now my kids are growing up in Hesperia. So why am I telling you this? I love to talk about Hesperia. I have a monotone voice, but if you call me, I will talk to you about it all day long. You can come up and visit. I'll drive you around. Where are we at? Heading north towards Vegas. We are the first city you'll encounter once you summit the Cajon Pass. Relatively young city, incorporated in 1988. A large portion of Hesperia's working population commutes to Inland Empire South. I'll touch on this more later, but really available workforce is one of our strengths. In the west of the city, the Interstate 15 runs through our freeway corridor. Vacant land opportunities are all over the place that are freeway-facing zoning that includes auto sales commercial, regional commercial, and then strategically on the west side of the freeway, industrial zoning. I would also add something unique about Hesperia and our neighbors is when we look at our analytics, we see traffic coming from our mountain communities and unincorporated areas that is unlike anything that I've seen elsewhere. I want to stick to my time. 3 subjects to quickly tell you about: a large master plan community, a commuter station coming to Hesperia, and what's been happening with industrial demand. The Silverwood community will result in over 15,600 home products targeted to a variety of markets. You can see here the large portion of Hesperia on the southeast that the project will occupy. Model homes are expected to be available this year. Ground has obviously been broken. There's a large bridge that's being constructed right now as we speak. 5 to 7 national home builders are expected to deliver their products here. This is just phase 1 of 9. The planning that's gone into this development has spanned decades, an example being the city's acquisition of water rights in 2012 that at the time represented the largest acquisition of water rights in the history of water adjudication. So it's been a thought-out process. This will be only the second community in all of Southern California that will deliver recycled water to each house. So you'll have purple pipe right along with your other water. In future phases, there will be 700,000 square feet of commercial zoning. I believe that comes in phase 5 and 6. As part of infrastructure planning, Ranchero Road is the main east-west thoroughfare that will extend to the Silverwood project all the way to the I-15. So that would be the second exit you see heading north towards Las Vegas. The widening is to 5 lanes. I believe to date, over 47,000 tons of asphalt have been laid. Represents a $55 billion project, but again demonstrates the investment and commitment to what the Silverwood community will do to the city of Hesperia. I won't touch too much on Brightline. Apple Valley puts out a lot of good information on it. But the commuter station that's coming to Hesperia, it will be placed where the 395 hits the Interstate 15. It's one exit away from the Ranchero exit that I previously mentioned. The combination of commuter station activity as well as the traffic that would be coming to Silverwood, I believe, represents an area that will be in high demand. In addition to alleviating traffic and benefiting Hesperia residents commuting south, something that I get excited about with the commuter station is there's going to be specialized workforces that maybe Hesperia doesn't currently have. I believe this is going to expand out the types of specialties that could eventually commute north as industry demands. Over 13 million square feet of industrial projects are somewhere between the application and construction phase. And we're happy to see the job creation that this will generate, especially for those that work in logistics and are currently commuting south. I can attest personally to the quality of life benefits that come with less drive time, and that's something that I believe is important to our constituents. Notable users will currently include Modway and more recently Maersk. Maersk, which will be utilizing a 1.2 million square foot facility, also on the west side of the 15, and that's generating 500 permanent jobs. Hesperia is planned for infrastructure and maintenance on the west side where our industrial zoning exists through a very modest CFD, just to ensure that future infrastructure is cared for with the additional development that's coming. Before I end, I want to put in a quick plug. I don't know how many people in this room would be interested, but the city does own over nearly 100 acres of rail-served property. That's something that we're looking to attract the right project with. We have plenty of information on this subject, so if rail property is something that interests you, go ahead and find me at the end. That's all I have. Please come and talk to me. Come visit. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, so my name is David DeVries. I'm the Economic Development Manager for the great city of Lake Elsinore. I have a common question I always get. Is there a lake in Lake Elsinore? Right? Good point, good point. So there is a lake in Lake Elsinore. It's actually the largest freshwater lake in Southern California. So there's your answer to that first question. And I'm going to talk more about that today. So first I want you to note the top of the screen, dreamle.org. So this is a great place for a one-stop shop for brokers, investors, developers. I have every major property listing on that website, including numerous pocket listings. So if you're interested in pocket listings, this is a great resource for you. And if you want more pocket listings, you can contact me, because I have a lot more pocket listings that aren't on the website as well. Okay, so why Lake Elsinore? So we're conveniently located. We have a very central location, and within a 30-minute drive, we have over 1.5 million people. We're a growing city. We have anticipated 45,000 new residents by 2045. We love big signs, so extreme branding. If you like freeway-oriented signs, big signs for your shopping center, talk to us. We're also a recreational hub, hiking, camping, boating, fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding. I'll show you more on all this. Skydiving's real big, BMX, motocross, a great recreational hub for the Inland Empire. And then we're affordable. We're a very affordable location for Southern California and Southwest Riverside County. So the lake. The lake is in great condition right now. Summer's coming. It's at one of its highest levels of all time with the recent rains. So it's party time in the lake. If you haven't fished Lake Elsinore, I'm at a 70% catch rate on this lake. In my mind, this is the best fishing in Southern California. I'm catching wipers and catfish all the time. Launch Point. If you haven't been to Launch Point yet, this is a great place for you to stop. It's one of the best RV resorts in all of Southern California. We have also RV and yurt rentals. We have this inflatable water park that goes out in the summer. I know Scott from Murrieta, he has a passion for inflatables as much as I do. We also have summer concerts in the park. And then the highly rated Bobber restaurant. So if you haven't been to the Bobber yet, this is a great place to be. 4.9 star rated, one of the best restaurants in all of Southern California. We also have the Diamond Stadium, home of the Lake Elsinore Storm. And then we have numerous sporting and music events. The Diamond Tap Room just opened. And then we have a new brewery coming in the Diamond Tap Room as well. If I had a clicker, there's actually this levee walk that goes around the lake so you can hike and bike along the lake. It's a 4-mile walk. So if you haven't done so yet, definitely check that out. Demographics, we're just over 70,000 and growing. Our largest segment is up-and-coming families and growing. And then we have a household income of over $100,000 and growing. Anticipated projects. Our big project is Albert Hill Villages. It has over 8,000 housing units proposed and a mix of commercial and proposed industrial. So that's a big one for us. The Lake Elsinore Casino is undergoing a major remodel. Pins and Pockets just opened that's a shopping center. They have an entertainment center. They just opened a new Dutch Brothers Coffee in there. Diamond 8 Cinemas. They have a lot of retail pads, so that's a good one to consider. Near the Diamond Stadium, there's a new distillery that's being proposed. We have a hotel that's working on entitlements and several hotel pads available. And then I get to work on a lot of fun lake programming and attractions. And so stay tuned for next year. I think you're going to see a lot of fun activities proposed around the lake. So now's the time to invest. If you wait till next year, I think you may be too late. We're doing a general plan update and a Parks and Recreation master plan. So if you buy now, you could potentially implement your visions here in Lake Elsinore. And then we have a great water management plan that we're working on right now. As far as in-demand retail, we've got any general merchandise, building supply, restaurants, the food and beverage supply stores, office supplies, electronic appliance, jewelry, clothing, all high in demand. And then some of the things we're working on, we have about several million square feet of industrial, several 100,000 square feet of commercial, and then several thousand new residents and in both single and multifamily categories proposed. I'm here if you need me. Thank you.
When we're looking at our demographics, where Menifee is today, we were once considered a senior citizen community way back when, about 15 years ago. Today, we are a young, thriving population of over 110,000 people. And within the Dorrego study, we're showing that we're about 119,000 is where they're showing us, with those new numbers about to come out in May, making us the largest city in Southwest Riverside County today. And when you look at the overall population, when we talk about our trade population or trade area, we are about 1.1 million people, and compared to our neighboring cities with an average household about $112,000. And when we look at our vacancy rates, Menifee is seeing every major category that we are having a deficiency in. With retail, we have a vacancy rate of 1.4. Office is below 1%. And our overall industrial is 0. And we'll talk about the growth in just a minute of what we're seeing in every major area and our additional demand. And so our overall median home value is about $600,000, making us the reason why people are attracted to Menifee right now is that you really do have a great bang for the buck when we talk about upper scale housing availability and opportunities. Our city council has been really investing in our infrastructure, trying to set it up for development itself. And we are spending just over $700 million over the next 5 years when we're talking about roads, bridges, every single type of network. And then we're also just invested in our smart cities and broadband master plan, setting it up for technology, setting it up for our future vision for our Southern Gateway especially. And our entire executive team is all smart cities certified. When we're looking at the residential growth that I'm talking about, what is really creating that boom in population, right now we have about 25 brand new housing tracts under active construction, and we have about 11,000 more units in the pipeline with about 2,300 yet to be built within the next 2 years. So that we're looking about in the next 2 years when you're talking about opportunities and where to locate, the growth in Menifee is about 6.5% over the next 2 years. So when you're thinking about growth rates within cities, 1 to 2 is pretty good, but think about that, you guys. Over the next 2 years, 6.5%, and it isn't slowing down. There's a reason that Menifee has been one of the fastest growing communities over the last 10 years. Industrial development. It's booming. As you know, we have about 16 million square feet of industrial development in active or processing right now, and we have more on the way. There is a QR code for those of you that do have the your app or your phone. You can take a snapshot of our land development map, and you can see that growth in every major category is all throughout the entire city, not just in one segment. Commercial development. When we're talking about specifically retail and office, we have about 1.3 million square feet under construction or in the pipeline, and we have an additional need for about 2.8 million square feet based off of the demand and population. So when people say, you have enough going on, let's kind of see where things are lying, I'm here to tell you that is, please don't. We have such pent-up demand that when we're talking about restaurants, you have 2.5-hour waits. There's a reason why one of our major centers has about 20 of the brands that are there that are top national performers. And so if you guys need the data for me to show you on any of your tenants exactly where they lay as far as demand goes in Menifee, I'm happy to give you that information. When we talk about regional economic drivers in the city of Menifee, we just have now squared out the Menifee Justice Center is just about to be finished. It's about to open up. They're hoping that it's in June, but the outside is completely done. They're just doing all of the tenant improvements inside right now, but it's a 9-courtroom civil and family law facility, about a $95 million investment into our community. We also just recently had our local community college, which is the fastest growing community college in the state of California, just complete our football stadium, and then also they're actively just on the tail end of a STEM building. It's about a $60 million investment. Our overall community is really investing in tech and STEM itself. We have a total of 5 hotels coming into our city. We have about 275 room keys, 3 right now that are active and 2 more that are making its way through the system. And then we have an additional upper scale hotel for a total of 6, just so you know. So with that, I know my time's up, but just want to let you know that we are working together to build a safe, thriving, and premier place to be. Thank you.
I'm Cruz Esparza, City of Moreno Valley, home to probably one of the most robust economic development teams in the region, if not Southern California. Very proud to be part of this team. Just a little bit about me. I joined the city in November of last year, and so it is a great, great opportunity for me to share what's going on in Moreno Valley with you. And let me backtrack. Moreno Valley, run to the speed of business. I have never been in part of a city that is run this fast and so efficient. So if you're going to be in Moreno Valley, definitely be prepared. Some of the stats, we're about 51 square miles, second largest city in Riverside County. Let's see, we have 4,500 businesses in this city. Our population is about 214,000 people. Our unemployment rate is, I believe, about 5.2% right now, and it is just a phenomenal city. We created about 34,000 jobs over the last 10 years with all the development that's been going on. Here's a map of the community, 51 square miles. I think I've only been through it once. Blue represents our major industrial areas. Red is our major commercial retail areas. Light green is our major medical facilities, including Kaiser and Riverside University Health System, which, by the way, are both going to be expanding over 1 million square feet over the next decade, phased over 10 years. The yellow designates the World Logistics Center. If you haven't heard about the World Logistics Center, it was at the time the largest industrial corporate business park approved in the state of California at 2,600 acres. Some of the major industrial tenants include Amazon, Ross, Lowe's. These are international and Fortune 500 industrial tenants. Also, you got Lowe's, you got Walmart, and these are just the industrial tenants. I can't even get into the list of the retailers. But also included here is Karma. Karma is one of the electric vehicle manufacturers in the state of California. Not too many in the state, but home in Moreno Valley. The Rural Logistics Center, 2,600 acres, over 40 million square feet at build-out. It is an approved project. It is already home to a Skechers distribution center. I believe it's their Western regional hub, if not their United States hub. Everything comes through that center if you're wearing Skechers. Not today, though. 20,000 jobs estimated will be generated out of this project. Residential development, we're adding people. We're at about 214,000 people right now. We have single-family, multifamily under development, entitled. We have 3,000 single-family units approved right now, entitled or under construction. And we also have 3,600 multifamily under the same approved, entitled, or under construction. It is just a phenomenal city that just keeps adding residents. And with those residents, we're increasing our, there was a recent article in the Press Enterprise, and Moreno Valley was one of the 3 cities in the state of California that increased their household income to over $200,000, and we were 3rd in the whole state. So just imagine all the people coming in, a lot of white-collar workers. Let's see here. The city has some incentive programs. So if you're representing a tenant that wants to come into the city, whether they're retail, office, entrepreneur, industrial, we have a lot of programs that are serviced out of what we call our Business and Employment Resource Center. It's also home to a, let's see here, let me make sure I get the title correct. America's Jobs Center of California. So that we see about 300 people through that center a month. It offers no-cost training, webinars, job search assistance. We also have some incentive programs when a company is going to be hiring a mobile resident or a veteran. So if you have a business that's coming in and they're looking to hire somebody or actually cross-train within the business, we can give them money. Get into right here. Oh, don't want to get thank you yet, because in current industrial listings, we have 22 listings, 1,700 to 366,000 square feet. Retail listings, there's about 27 in the city. We have about 8.1 million square feet of retail space in the city. We have about 33 million square feet of industrial. And then since 2022, the city has constructed over 4 million square feet of industrial space. That's it. We have, let's see here, we have a QR code that if you can get that. We also have some handouts in the back. And then our business economic development liaison, Melissa McLean, is in the back as well. Thank you so much.
All right, so this is going to be as new to me as it is to you. Look, we still have streets in Murrieta. All right, let's go through a little bit of retail that's going on in the city of Murrieta. There's a lot of growth in our city. It's an exciting time. Right now, we have almost every major shopping center redeveloping or something really exciting happening in it. For example, Village Walk has new owners. They're working on a new grocery anchor tenant and a large restaurant to go in there. So if you've ever been around our city, Village Walk is right off of Calmia, right off the 15 freeway. And when you see it there, it looks sad and lonely because it's missing some spots. But new ownership's coming in. They're revitalizing the center. They're investing in it. So we're looking for new grocery stores, and there's 2 of them talking to us right now. Next up, Murrieta Town Center. Murrieta Town Center has done fantastic the last couple of years. They've added a floor and decor. They added an Amazon Fresh. I'm sorry about that. I thought that people were going to love this whole new technology where you just walk out with the stuff. Turns out it's not as exciting as they thought it was, but it's there, and they've got a lot of new tenants coming in, like a ACRE Audis, which just got their building permits from the city. So we're very excited to see ACRE Audis come in and their big sandwiches. And in addition, we've got Walmart doing a major expansion. Walmart is adding a 50,000 square feet to their existing building, and they're building the entire thing, redeveloping into a brand new site. So we're excited to see the new model of Walmart in Murrieta. And last off, the Orchard. The Orchard Center is on the 215 freeway at Clinton Keith. And they're getting a Home Depot, a Ross, and a few more things along the way. So Home Depot just got their permits. They're just finishing up their grading right now. We're so excited to see them moving forward. So that's going to be our second Home Depot in the city. So there's a lot of retail growth going on in town. In addition, we want to talk about our downtown. Why? Because everybody else talked about their downtown. The city of Murrieta has a quaint, kitschy, charming, fun little downtown, really neat place to go. And so one of the things that we've seen lately is that the Downtown Market Nights, which is an event that the downtown's putting on, are bringing in close to 7,000 people every single Thursday night. So they do it two Thursdays a month, and they're getting a huge turnout because there's this demand for places for people to go to local downtowns and experience the community. You get food, you get different retail opportunities. It's been a great addition to the city. Next up, we're going to talk about the Murrieta Hot Springs Resort. I just did this last week. Who here has heard about the Murrieta Hot Springs Resort? This is not as good as last time. Everybody had heard about it. So Murrieta Hot Springs Resort, they're all over the news. This was a site that was closed for 50 years to the public. It is now open to the public. I have stayed there. It is awesome. It's 46 acres of a hot springs resort that is owned and operated by the company that owns the #1 hot springs resort in the country. So this is the company that was named by USA Today the #1 hot springs resort operator. They opened one in Murrieta. It had been closed. The street is called Murrieta Hot Springs Road because there are actual hot springs on it, but nobody knew about it because it's been closed for so long. Now it's open. They're going to have 50 pools, spas, tubs. They're going to have saunas and steam rooms and mud baths and massages and yoga and everything you can imagine to go and relax. It is the absolute quintessential opposite of me. It is calm, it is serene, it is relaxing. And David, when you walked up here, I wanted to say, man, I was so scared because the dividers in this other room, I thought you were going to hit your head, but you made it in. It was nice to see you didn't get injured there, man. So David is tall. So we have this new resort that's going to bring in tons and tons of people to our area, and we just want to get the complimentary uses along with it. I'll say along with the Hot Springs Resort, we have about 5 or 6 hotels coming in as well. We have 2 that are currently entitled. Hot Springs actually just yesterday added another 60 rooms to their hotel base. They're up to 150. When they build out, they're going to be about 202, and there's room for more space to go into the site. But we've got additional hotels that are 2 entitled, and we've got about 3 more in our pipeline right now. So we're looking at about 5 more hotels in the city of Murrieta. We try to be very conscientious as to the growth of our region, and we don't want to saturate the market, but we think there's still a lot more demand in the space, especially with demand drivers like the Hot Springs Resort. So we're very excited about that. Going over to this wonderful slide over here, Murrieta just this morning got our 2024 demographics. Literally came in today. They're printed out. They're on our table in the back there with the beautiful James and Martha who are guarding the table. So our population just went up to 120,212 this morning. So I just want to drop that on you, Gina, because you just said 119. So I think we're the largest city in Southwest Riverside County, everybody. So if you haven't been to the largest city in Southwest Riverside County that is centrally located to all the other cities, you might want to come visit us. And our average family income, which was 136 on here, just went up to 137 plus. So we've got all of our new demographics back there. But we're very excited about the growth we're seeing in Murrieta. One thing I'll say about the growth, we are the 3rd safest city in the country. So this is cities of over 100,000. That is what drives a lot of our growth. We are a safety-focused community. We have our own police, our own fire. Most cities do not. And we actually incorporated just based on the desire to have our own services. So Murrieta is very safe. Our businesses are very safe. We prosecute shoplifting. We hold you as long as we can. We do everything that we can possibly do to deter crime in our city. So if you have a retailer that's worried about stuff like that, come to Murrieta because we will take them down. And in our development pipeline, we've got close to 13,000 units coming in, so more housing on the way, which is going to be close to another 40,000 people coming to our city, which will put us up around 160. So the city's growing very rapidly. In that, about 3,500 units are under construction right now, so we're seeing a lot of current development in the housing space. And with that, we've got some new restaurants coming in. I mentioned Capriotti's. There's going to be a new ownership group taking over RJ's. They're going to do an Asian fusion restaurant. We have a butchery that's coming in. They supply all the meat for Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. And they're going to open up a large butchery in Murrieta, about 7,500 square feet. We've got another Raising Cane's, another Chick-fil-A opening up, a barbecue place, Destination Smokehouse, a Best Pizza and Brew, and a new restaurant that's going to come into the Hot Springs Resort that is open to the public. You don't have to stay at the resort in order to go eat at this restaurant. So we've got a new restaurant opening up in there as well. And a lot more to come. Right now, our last space in our auto mall recently sold. And it's got a new car dealership that we can't name yet, but it's very exciting, very flashy, very fancy, very high line. That will fill out our auto mall. So now we're thinking about a next auto mall, and we've already got some interested takers on it. So if you know anybody who represents auto dealerships, we're looking to put together. We've got a few that are kind of in the yes stage. If we can put a few more together, I think we can build another auto mall. So we're excited to do that. A lot more retail, some very high line, top of the line entertainment uses that are coming into the city. Murrieta, if you've been through it or if you've passed through it in the past, kind of a sleepy town, started as a bedroom community. Now it's developed an economy and it's getting a little bit more fun. Stay at the Hot Springs Resort. You can rent a McLaren or a Lamborghini over at West Coast Exotics, the largest exotic car dealership on the West Coast. And you can just spend the nice time going to wine country and doing all the things we have to do around us. So it's a really great environment. It's getting a little more fun, and there's some more highline entertainment uses that are coming. And with that, we'll say thank you so much for your time today, guys. Loved it. I love that man right there.
You're going to hear a lot about a lot of public and private projects that are happening. Our biggest area, our biggest gap right now is that we lack quality restaurants and bars. So if only there was a group of people that can help us with that. But so here's what's going on. So first up, the top 5 things you need to know about Ontario. We recently passed a sales tax measure. This brings in almost $95 million worth of new revenue each year. $95 million. All of that money is going right back into essentially redevelopment projects. So we are busy. We have a growing population, 182,000. We expect that to double in the next 20 years. We have a top master plan selling community. It's number 5 in the nation, number 1 in California. This is Ontario Ranch. We have the airport, which continues to be a major economic hub for us, and of course, logistics and distribution. We get a lot of hate, especially out in LA, from folks who say, distribution is no good for us, and you guys know this. They put in a lot of infrastructure which lays the foundation for future development. So when you look at the map of Ontario, there's really 5 key areas that we're focusing our efforts on. In the top left-hand corner, you have downtown. It sounds like a lot of cities. This is not an original thought. You're focusing on downtown. So are we. Convention center expansion, we have a plan for that. We also have the Toyota Arena. It's that tiny little thing up in the right. The airport. And then down south, you have Ontario Ranch. Within that, we're also building out a regional sports complex and a grand park. This is 300 acres. I heard somebody recently talk about how cool Irvine is for spending $1 billion on their park. So are we. So it's pretty amazing when you look at all the investment that's going on. When it comes down to specific projects, we have downtown. It's about 10 blocks. There's a ton of money that's being invested. We have the same playbook as Renisha in Fontana, where the city has started to invest and acquire some of these properties. This is just one map of downtown. Part of what we're doing is increasing the daytime population, increasing housing, and we need retail. So these are mixed use. Take a drink. You have the C block. This is under construction right now. We have 144 new residential development or units that are being developed. And then right next door, we're super creative with our names too, right? C block, D block. But that's being entitled right now as well. These are just other projects that are happening in downtown. Some of these are private, but for the most part, still it's public investment. And it would be great if the city didn't have to spend money to reinvest downtown, but that's just the lay of the land right now. This Serrano development, this is a proposal. This will be another rehab, a mixed use. We also have an exciting partnership with ULV. This gets back to the plan where this is the University of La Verne, where we want to increase that daytime population. So they will be bringing in a College of Health campus. This is in addition to the university's College of Law campus that they have right now. So that's going through the entitlement project. Next up, you have the Holt Corridor and the West Valley Connector. Have any of you driven through Holt? You have. It's sad, right? It's a sad state of affairs. When I first drove through that, when I was deciding whether to apply for Ontario, I thought, I don't know. But then the closer you look at it, you realize, oh, this is nothing but opportunity. And in fact, it's your gateway to the convention center, and it's a gateway to the airport. SBCTA is working on a plan now where they're condemning almost 200 properties to make way for a center-running bus line. And really what they're doing is setting the stage for us, for the city, and hopefully other investors, where you can acquire those other properties and you can start developing it. So we've started to make some of these moves. We've condemned properties. Ontario is very aggressive on the land acquisition side. This is for affordable housing. There's other opportunities there too, and that goes back to the convention center. It's just down the road. One of the biggest issues we have with the convention center is when people go there, they do not stay. They leave the city. And we love our neighboring cities, but if we're going to invest all this money, we want to make sure that they have a place to drink and eat afterward. I talked a little bit about the private investment. These are just the snapshots of some of the other projects. This is one of several hotels that's online. We have GH Palmer. If you've driven along the 10, you've seen these upgraded or these brand new 925 units. They look great. We're excited. And then Fourth and Haven as well. I'm going to skip through some of these because I wanted to talk about some of the catalytic projects that we have. So on the industrial side, we have development that's going on around the airport, the hub. This is 4.3 million square feet of new industrial. This was all of the airport's development, and this is their deal, but we benefit from it, so we like it. And then, of course, we have other logistics centers, including Amazon, currently the largest in the world. They still haven't opened. We expect that to happen in March. Catalytic projects. So the Arena District. We've partnered up with a developer, Adept Development. This is the first phase. So the beauty of the City Council, they're very stable. They've been in their positions for many years. They've invested a lot. They have the arena. We have the convention center. We just haven't quite fulfilled the vision. And part of the vision is, how do you build upon the success in an 11,000-seat theater? So we have 700 new residential units, 70,000 square feet of retail. We really don't have a lot of retailers that we're actually talking to yet, so let me know. This plaza is going to be a city investment, and we're going to invest all around the vacant development, the parking lots around the arena. I've highlighted the convention center. Currently, it's about 225,000 square feet. There are plans to double it to almost 400,000 square feet, including looking at the development of a convention center hotel. But there still remains so much opportunity to build out other retail, restaurant, cocktail experiences. I don't know about you, when I go to conventions, all I want to do afterward, maybe during, is grab a cocktail. And there's really not a lot of places where you can do that. I'm expecting a cocktail actually as I walk off, so all right, thank you. I also mentioned this is kind of back down in the Ontario Ranch area, south of the 60 freeway. This is the regional sports complex. This idea really developed once Measure Q was passed. So the city has acquired almost 200 acres now for the development of this regional sports complex. The idea here is really to capture tourism, sports tourism as well, with youth tournaments, in addition to the development of a minor league baseball stadium and other supporting amenities. This is currently working its way through the EIR. And then I mentioned this Grand Park. This is an amenity that will especially serve the residents of Ontario Ranch. Have you guys been out to some of the homes in Ontario Ranch at all? I went there over the weekend, just kind of kicking the tires of the homes. That's an interesting experience in itself because you get to see who the new demographic is coming in. You get to see what the product is. You get to hear what it is that these residents are really looking for. The two selling points that I overheard the broker say was, oh, there's a Costco nearby, which is actually in Eastvale, and there's a Starbucks. So thank you, Eastvale. All right, in Ontario Ranch, so we have, this has been a consortium of builders. You have almost 9 builders there. It will have, at total build-out, you're adding about 70,000 new residential homes. I love working for the city, as all of the city folks do, but we're essentially building up an entirely new city, and it's happening. It's not just talk either. So they're also building out the parkland, the commercial, the industrial development, and the demographics are changing. So certainly take a look at Ontario Ranch. And to land the plane here, our team is very busy. We're busy on the acquisition front, but we definitely need more retail. We will be launching an RFP, essentially looking for a broker. So you can find my contact there. That will be out in a couple of months. There's room for you and room for a lot more. So with that, please join us at the State of the City on March 27th. Thank you.
Welcome to Redlands. I'm Brian Foote. I'm the city planning manager there for the city, filling in for the economic development manager position today. And if you're not familiar with Redlands, We are about half an hour to the east of Pomona here. Redlands has the ACRE headquarters, so if you're familiar with GIS software, ArcMap, ArcGIS, and all of that software is made in Redlands with the ACRE headquarters. We have a university, we have a quaint downtown, and we have a number of special events, including the Redlands Bicycle Classic, which I'm told is a qualifying event for the Tour de France. So we get a number of visitors from around the country and around the world in Redlands. These are a few images of our downtown events. There are special holiday events. We have the Orange Drop. New York City has the Big Apple, the Apple Drop. We have the Orange Drop. Redlands in that area is known for its citrus production historically, so there you go. We're all about oranges. A little bit of numbers to give you here. The median and average household incomes for Redlands are quite a bit higher than the county average. In Redlands, the average household income is about $133,000. And the reason that is so much higher than the median is because we have a number of households, about a quarter of all households, that earn upwards of $100,000 or $150,000. So that tends to elevate the average household income. So we would look at the median household income as probably a better indicator. And also the per capita income is quite a bit higher than the county average. And that translates to basically more spending per capita or per person. We have a number of projects in the works in downtown Redlands in particular. The former mall site is about 12 acres in the heart of downtown. That's been approved and entitled for a new mixed-use development. Includes 5 buildings, about 700 dwelling units, and about 80,000 square feet of commercial and office space. So I believe that developer is Village Partners. They are looking to fill about 70,000 square feet of small retail suites and then about 10,000 square feet of office space. There are some other mixed-use projects that are approved and in the works for the downtown. Oh, let's back up to the Redlands Mall site here. So this is the mall site. We are basically reintroducing a couple of streets in the middle of downtown. Currently, it's one mega block of about 12 acres. So that site will be basically demolished and then rebuilt with these 5 new buildings. I won't go into too much detail on this one. Here are some more images of the mall site. The top images are the interior of the mall site in a future state, and then the bottom images are a couple of other mixed-use projects in the area. So we have about over 1,000 units that are approved and entitled for the downtown area. And I would also mention in North Redlands we have several residential projects that are approved and entitled. We've had about 1,000 units that have been built or are under construction currently, and then about another 2,000 units that are approved and entitled for the North Redlands area. So we are definitely interested in finding more neighborhood services for that area, grocery stores, smaller commercial centers, that type of thing. Also, we have a number of other transit-oriented developments in the downtown. We've had 3 new train stations built recently and operating in Redlands, so we're definitely pushing for more transit-oriented and mixed-use development in the area. The ACRE headquarters is right next door to the downtown, so long-term we are looking to hopefully build out the downtown a little bit further to the west and connect that up with the ACRE campus so that everything is a walkable environment. We've also recently approved the Transit Village's specific plan. Again, as I mentioned, the 3 new train stations are now operating, so this plans for development around these train stations, and then you can see the proximity of the various facilities in Redlands. We have the downtown, and then ACRE about half mile to the west, and then the University of Redlands campus about half mile to the east. That will wrap it up for me. My contact information is there at the bottom of the screen. I can be easily found on the website. If you would like to visit Redlands or come out for a tour, just send us an email or give us a phone call, and we'd be happy to show you around. Thank you very much.
First, I just want to take a quick moment and share with you guys. I'm feeling an incredible amount of appreciation. I grew up in the Inland Empire, and for so long, it just felt like we were the afterthought, and now we are leading California's economic engine. We are growing more than any other region. We're adding jobs at a rate faster than any other region. And it's not just logistics where we're adding jobs. We're adding jobs in so many different sectors. It just feels great. I grew up across the street from dairies down in Ontario. Thanks, Jennifer. And now we're becoming a region in our own right, surpassing San Francisco in the last few years. So tell you a little bit about what's happening in Rancho Cucamonga.
and I'm going to start with the beginning of our current chapter, or our next chapter. So January 2020, we signed a contract to do a new general plan update. We got our arena numbers from the state, 12 times increase. We went from 896 units that we had to plan for this cycle. It was 10,525. So general plan update, we had to get it rolling. We were set to start community outreach the third week of March 2020. I don't know what y'all were doing the third week of March 2020. I was not going out into the community and having workshops with people. There was a whole lot of other stuff going on. We had a fairly strict deadline. We had to get our housing element approved, and our city manager basically said, look, Burris, like hell is this going to slip? You better get it done. So we did, and we happened to be really lucky. We found this sweet spot during the COVID shutdown when we started our outreach right between, wow, Zoom is kind of neat and interesting, and right after that, and right before, just complete chaos with civil unrest. And it was some of the most amazing outreach I'd ever experienced in my career, where we actually had people talking to each other because we had the novelty of online forums. And it was really fantastic. We heard some great feedback from community about what they wanted. And I'm laying that all out to help you guys understand why Rancho Cucamonga is heading in a more urban direction, because our community asked us for some really specific things in the future as we grow. They were comfortable with us growing a lot more than we are. However, we were pretty much sure, do not mess up our neighborhoods. Give us more places to go in town. We want more things to do when we get there, and we want more ways of getting around. So the grand plan here, our master plan, it's actually our general plan, it's where we're focusing new growth and development on transit corridors and on transit centers. Brightline. Okay. To go along with that, we have a new economic development strategy, and we're trying to double down and recognize what we are good at, trying not to be like everybody else necessarily, but take a close look at ourselves and embrace where we have competitive advantages. And we've learned we have competitive advantages in professional medical services, finance, insurance, real estate, and manufacturing. Yeah, there's still manufacturing happening in Southern California, in the Inland Empire, and in Rancho Cucamonga, we actually do really well in advanced manufacturing, medical manufacturing, and food manufacturing. We make more hot Cheetos than any other place in the world, and they are amazing when they come out of the oven. But with all the growth coming to the Inland Empire, and let's talk about how much growth. We have, for the next 20 years, we're expecting a city the size of Austin, right? 1 million new people to come to the Inland Empire. That's great. That drives our economy. But we know that our path forward, if you will, to better Inland Empire is recognizing that we have that much growth and accommodating it with new amenities, new transportation, and really quality housing. So this is the way we're thinking about our future and what's driving a lot of our decisions around plans and master plans, one of which is a new master plan we just adopted at City Council a couple months ago. I don't know, January 2024 feels like it just started, and now we're in February. But we're trying to capitalize on some of the entertainment venues that we do have in the city. We have a minor league baseball team and create what we would call our own little mini Wrigley Village. And I'm really hoping that when Jennifer gets her stadium done, we're going to have our own Inland Empire freeway series to go. Yeah, friendly rivalry, up and down the 15, the different teams. Maybe we can get the Dodgers and the Anaheim Angels back to have their minor league teams. A lot of people keep asking us about Brightline. We keep thinking what's happening with Brightline. We started planning for transit-oriented development before we knew Brightline was coming. We conceptualized this as the Heart District, and it's the area around our transit station where Brightline is going to be landing. We're trying to, again, capitalize on the new transportation investments and find a place where we can build this 21st century community for 21st century economy. And this is not just about Rancho. Brightline is something that can really help benefit the entire region. And we recognize that one of the great things is that the region as a whole has a lot to offer anybody traveling in on Brightline. And we think about what's happening around our transit station, and not just in Rancho Cucamonga, where we've got a lot of new development, a lot of new industry, manufacturing, jobs. But as Jennifer mentioned, they're working on intensifying the arena district, and we've got the NASCAR track just over the border in Fontana. There's a lot happening, and we're really well on our way to becoming a world-class entertainment center. So Brightline, 11 million passengers per year, supposed to be coming down the rail, 2 hours, 10 minutes from Rancho Cucamonga to Las Vegas. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds a lot better than the 15 hours it took me to get back from Vegas one day because there was an accident. Yikes, yeah. 11 million passengers a year is a big station with a big parking lot. But it can also have a great economic impact for the region. We don't know exactly what it's going to do for the economy because there is nothing like this in the country. We do not have functioning high-speed interstate, high-speed rail in the country. We think it's going to be like dropping a small regional airport on the area. Capitalize on proximity to the airport, new transit connection to the airport. We could see a great increase in commerce, a lot more demand for office, definitely a lot more demand for hospitality. So far, the renderings they're showing us, it's going to be a very, very beautiful station. And if you look at what they're doing in Florida, it is a very high-quality operation. So just tell you guys a little bit about what's going on, share some things we're really excited about, show you that our general plan is not a pipe dream. In the first year after the general plan was adopted, we doubled our entitlement rate of units. We are very, very proud of that. We know we sometimes have very high standards, but Rancho is a pro-development city. We always have been. So one of our newest projects that's under construction, here it is, mixed use, vertical mixed use and horizontal mixed use, office, retail, new housing, right on the edge of the Heart District in our Civic Center area, in the heart of our city center. We've got another mixed-use project that limped along, if you will, navigating COVID, just like all of us, made it through the other side and got entitled right after the general plan was adopted. Beautiful project. They just pulled grading permits. Another mixed-use project that just wrapping up construction right now on the east side of Foothill, just a stone's throw from Victoria Gardens. And one of the things that's exciting for us, especially as nerdy city planner types, is when we see that the economy is shifting and you get to see new development types happening. And now we're starting to see wrap buildings come to the Inland Empire. We've got a couple in the pipeline, Foothill Landing and Lewis Project, Harvest at Terra Vista. We've got another project where we're wrapping up construction again, changing in construction types, showing us how the economy is changing, where we've got actually, our first mixed-use multifamily project with underground parking in Rancho. Those of you guys in the know understand that that's expensive to build. I'm really excited to see this one open. And our hotel market is changing as well in advance of Brightline coming. This project was approved a couple of years ago. It's our first luxury boutique hotel just a couple blocks up from Victoria Gardens, and it's well on its way and should be open very, very soon. I want to let you know, like I said, manufacturing investment is happening in Rancho. We've got a brand new state-of-the-art bottling facility. Food manufacturing is big in our city. This one's going through the development pipeline, should be done, where Ray's Coca-Cola Bottling Company is looking to expand and bring bottling and manufacturing, expanding their distribution in Rancho. We have a lot of industrial in the pipeline as well. I mean, that's one of the things that the Inland Empire has a competitive advantage over. We just have finished completing around 3 million square feet of industrial this year. We've got another 5.5 that we should be wrapping up entitlements on this year. So thank you so much for having us. I don't know if I did it.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Matthew Taylor, Principal Planner with the City of Riverside. I'm filling in today for Jennifer Lilly, our Community and Economic Development Director, who sends her regrets for not being able to be with you here today. This is the next slide. Yes. Okay, so City of Riverside, as a lot of you probably know, largest city in the Inland Empire. It is the economic, political, cultural leader and hub of the Inland Empire as it stands today. Rancho Cucamonga, good luck to you. We're also home to 5 colleges and universities. We have a student population of 80,000, about a general population of 320,000, growing every year, and we are the 12th largest city in California. We are also home to a foreign trade zone and numerous federal opportunity zones, and we are located centrally in the heart of Southern California. So the city is... Did my mic go out? There we go. The city is prioritizing its commitment to its economic development strategies for the future and capitalizing on the groundwork laid through previous efforts. I think my mic is going in and out.
It might be the computer in proximity to the mic. I don't know.
Okay. Well. Okay. So we kicked this off in 2024 by convening subject matter experts and industry experts in 5 major areas of excellence, that being medicine, arts and culture, general technology, sustainability, and agriculture and green tech for the Summit of Excellence that we held. The next steps in this is to develop the Poised for Prosperity Roadmap, which will be developed in coordination with all of our stakeholders and the community to refocus on how we drive growth in the city. And something new that is coming up in 2024, we're partnering with Blue Zones to receive a Blue Zones designation. Blue Zones is a health and well-being focused initiative that recognizes places where health and well-being and longevity are a major priority, and that is something that we're excited to get started. The City Council has committed $250,000 to that effort. In terms of the economic development, some of the major economic development activities that we have going on, our Northside specific plan and master developer RFP search is ongoing. This is 225 plus acres of city-owned surplus land in the Northside neighborhood, where we are looking for several thousand housing units, several 100,000 square feet of commercial and industrial development, an 80-acre plus grand central park development, and new and exciting recreational and entertainment opportunities along the lines of arenas and things like that. So if you're interested in that, visit northsideplan.com to learn more about how to stay involved in that process. We also have a state-of-the-art Northside Agriculture Innovation Center that's leveraging $15 million in state funding to develop a state-of-the-art education and research facility for developing new and cutting-edge agricultural and food systems technologies that's going under construction starting this year. We recently partnered with Omeo, which is a manufacturer of autonomous shuttle vehicles, relocating their headquarters from New Zealand to the city of Riverside, where they will be manufacturing research and development and testing of their vehicles. And so we expect to assist them with groundbreaking on their facility by the end of this year. We're also supporting small businesses, too, with a grant program that offers up to $25,000 to small businesses to do workforce development, facade improvement, anything of that nature. We're actually using our ARPA funds for that program, and that is available to all businesses throughout the city right now. And we have been designated by the state of California as a pro-housing city, so they've recognized our commitment to promoting and supporting and facilitating housing development. Our arena allocation for this most recent cycle was 18,500 units. We've identified and planned adequate sites and opportunities to develop up to 24,000 of those. And so if you are interested in that space, please get in touch. We would love to connect you with some of our opportunity sites and property owners who are looking to bring this type of development forward. Next for us is a major overhaul of the city's general plan, which has not been updated since 2007. So this will also include a climate action and adaptation plan. We're kicking that effort off this year. In fact, our contract award with the consultant that's going to be helping us prepare this plan is going to council for adoption in just about 3 weeks here. So looking towards April and May to kick that off with some major events. If you want to get involved with how you can help shape the future direction of land use and growth and development in the city, this is definitely the time. So please get in touch if you're interested in that. In terms of some major projects that we have going on, we have Kaiser and Riverside Community Hospital are both undergoing major expansions right now, talking about $1.5 billion combined in investment there. All three of the former Kmart and Sears properties in the city are undergoing repositioning right now. Some of those are further along. Others, Citrus Landing at Van Buren and Arlington is open for business and includes the adaptive reuse of a former Kmart building with a new Stater Brothers, an AutoZone, a Ross Dress for Less, Chick-fil-A, Quick Quack Car Wash, and a Panda Express. But we are also seeing, a mixed-use redevelopment of the former Sears site at Arlington as well, with 350 residential units and an Aldi grocery store. And up in Mission Grove, the other Kmart site is being redeveloped with 350 luxury apartment units. We have, if any of you have passed by the 6091 215 interchange, you might have seen a large construction project going on there. That's the Exchange in Riverside. That's 482 residential units, 50,000 square feet of commercial space, 2 hotels, including up to 265 keys going on in that project there. And then, of course, we have a variety of urban and infill residential projects going on all around the city. We have built and operating several vertical mixed-use residential and retail projects, especially in our downtown. And we're looking to bring more of those online, both in downtown and throughout the city. In terms of our housing production numbers, we are in 2023 we had 785 new units constructed. We had 1,100 permits issued for construction and 1,100 more housing units entitled. Our total housing pipeline development right now is about 4,500 units. We also have, the city is home to a state-of-the-art award-winning one-stop shop where we have brought all of our development services under one roof, and we offer a highly streamlined, predictable development process with industry-leading turnaround time performance on things like plan reviews and comments. So we are definitely focused on expediting the development process as much as possible. The city has a major focus on arts and culture. We are the city of arts and innovation. The Festival of Lights, if any of you have been to that, draws about 600,000 people to downtown Riverside every year, 65,000 to the opening ceremony alone, with an average estimated economic impact of $130 million, and that was in 2017. So that continues to grow every year. We're also home to the Cheech Marine Center for Chicano Art and Industry. This is one of the premier cultural destinations of the entire state and, frankly, within the nation. And we couldn't be prouder to have that at home in downtown Riverside in our former main library space. Come check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Coming up next in Riverside is the Riverside Alive project. This is a major convention center expansion, 220,000 square feet of Class A office space, 100,000 square feet of retail, thousands of parking spaces, 2 new hotels, and a major residential component as well. This is going on 10 acres of city-owned land adjacent to the existing Riverside Convention Center. We'll be starting an EIR for that project this year, so we're very excited to bring that on. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to talk to anyone that has questions.
Thank you very much. In the spirit of competition, San Bernardino is the largest city in what? The largest county in the United States. That's something that we're very proud of in San Bernardino. So again, my name is Amanda Hernandez. I currently serve as the Economic Development Division Manager at the City of San Bernardino. Here's a brief overview of what we're going to go through. I feel like I should take a deep breath and just spit it all out because this is going by so quickly in these 5 minutes. Just so some of the city demographics that some of you may not know, we are, again, the largest city in the largest county with around 220 in our population. We have about 62 square miles. Our business summary here, around 87,000 employees. Our median household income, around $66,000. Our bachelor's degree are about 14%. And we have 5 universities within San Bernardino, one of those being Cal State San Bernardino, and then the San Bernardino Valley College, which has a Economic Development and Workforce Training Institute. And so our city's market outlook, I put our vacancy rates on here, which you can find on CoStar. Our numbers for industrial seemed to have gone up from the last quarter, the previous quarter of this, which some of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with. So jumping right into some of the projects that we have 5th Street Gateway, which is in our downtown. It's not in our downtown core, but it's within our downtown district. We have a new Starbucks that's going in there. It's already open. A Del Taco, if you visited over there. A Sonic is slated to go in, a 7-Eleven, and then we also have a Chipotle that is going to Planning Commission soon. So if you've ever been to downtown and said, I wish there was some place to eat, Chipotle will be coming soon. The next project that we have is Arden Guthrie, and this location is going to be on the area. If you've ever driven to Yamava or know where the Yamava exit is off of the freeway, this is going to be in that location there. So it's going to have a car wash, medical office, a dine-in restaurant, 2 quick serves, and commercial retail, one of those being a Sprouts that is going in that area. We're also excited about the University Parkway project, which is including a Chick-fil-A, Panera, Dutch Bros, and a Mr. Car Wash. If you've ever driven by this location right off of Varsity, it used to be what was formerly known as the Scottish Rite, and it had burned down a couple times. It was a bit of a sore spot in our community. So we're incredibly excited that a development has taken place here and is actually getting off the ground. We actually have the developer here, Dan, somewhere. He did give me the all clear to say that they're going to be ready to open in Q3 of this year. And the Carousel Mall, we all know it. Some of us love it. Some of us love to hate on it. But we are farther along, I think, in the conversation than we have been in many years. How long has the city been talking about demolishing it? I don't know if anybody knows, but it's been many years, right? It's demolished. It is officially down to the ground. You can see right there in that photo that we have stuck to our word on it, and we are moving forward with development. We are moving forward in a section development here, so the city is intending to act as the master developer, and we're moving forward with the entitlement process here. If anyone is interested in getting involved in this development, please let me know. We can chat on it later on. And commercial cannabis, this is something that in San Bernardino, obviously, we can't shy away from. So we have 16 total commercial cannabis locations. We have 21 allowed per code and 20 that are issued. And our revenues, collected revenues, is 7.8 from June 2022 to present. And for our current construction highlights, we have about, as of January of this year, we have about 99 total active applications. And for our local updates, just so you all know, if you have any short-term rentals in the community, if you have Airbnb, we are going with a short-term rental ordinance that is actually being taken to council this evening. And then a second reading will be coming in the coming months as well. But just keep that in mind as well. For our small business community, we have a small business grant program that we have allocated $2 million to. We've given out the first round of that. Second round is coming. We also have a facade improvement program that's coming for our small business community too. And we're also increasing our staffing. So if you've ever been in San Bernardino, if you've ever developed there, and you felt like you haven't had the white glove experience, that is soon to be changing. We are adding staff in both planning and in economic development. And if you didn't know, there is an airport in San Bernardino that actually flies commercial. Has anyone flown on Breeze? I have. The airplane door did not fall off. And it goes to many locations, Las Vegas being one. So if you ever want to make it out to ICSC through San Bernardino, I will tell you that the TSA to get through is the easiest thing ever. And the general plan and housing element, we are still working on our general plan as well. We have our housing element that's actually going to our council this evening. So get excited for that, because that means really good things for the city when we have an approved housing element. And then I will also add, we have a farmers market in our downtown here, and we have an entrepreneurial resource center in collaboration with the Cal State San Bernardino in our downtown as well. How to stay connected. If you want to stay up to date on our economic development goings-on, sign up for our newsletter. You can use our platform called GIS WebTech for any site selection in the community, and follow us on social media. And if you want to get in contact with me, this is my contact. I am happy to answer the hard questions. However, if they are too hard, I will defer to my amazing staff. Thank you very much.
You know, our city, if you want to look at our outline of the city, I think we have one of the greatest marketing tools here to promote our city, and that is that it looks like a number one finger, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like, so we have these foam fingers that we put together. The tagline is sticking it to Ontario. No, that's not true. We love Ontario. We love Ontario. Ontario's our big brother. We have meetings with them, and we really love everything that's going on up there because it benefits us. So, and you'll see some of the things that we're doing. Actually, we're modeling some of the things that Ontario's doing because we think they are doing some great things, along with all the other cities in the Inland Empire region. I couldn't agree more with my colleagues out here, Matt and Riverside, who said that they're doing some great things. So we look to those cities. Our city is only 13 years old. It developed out of dairy farms. I'm actually part of that community. I grew up in Eastville and came back, and I'm very proud to be a community development director there. But they have developed the city over 30 years, and it's practically built out. It's 95% built out now. But we have a few things to go, and one of the things that we don't have is a downtown. We have a great demographic makeup. Our median income is about $140,000 a year. We have great demographic in terms of background. We have about 40% Latino, 25% white, 25% Asian, and that's growing, and about 10% African American. So we have a really good mix of folks there, and a lot going on. And one of the greatest things that we're working on right now is building our downtown. So if you look at the kind of the blue teal box at Limonite and Hamner, that is what is going to be our downtown, and I'll show that quickly here. So what this is ultimate build out of it. Right now it's all vacant land, but we have a development agreement with the New Home Company to build us 2,500 units there, along with 16 acres at the bow tie kind of piece there at the corner is land that's going to be owned by the city, and that's where we're going to build our civic center. 2,500 units actually satisfies almost most of our arena. Our arena was about 3,000 units, and this is satisfying that. And we got that approved the month after we got the development agreement approved. So a lot of good things happening there. Our general plan is going to the city council, to the planning commission tonight, along with 320 units as part of the downtown there's apartment building as well. And so Some of the things that are going to go in this area, of course, is our civic center. So if you ever gone to our civic center, we are in a Lewis shopping center. We rent a space from them. So again, we're 13 years old. We're looking for our first house. We're going to be moving into a beautiful civic center that we're going to be building in the next 5 years or so. And that is shown here. And again, it's going to look amazing. It's going to, I'll have a pointer so I can show you. So this is where the city hall is going to go. It's 50,000 square feet, a police station, a library, a park, an open plaza, and then all of this here is an opportunity for a developer to work with the city to develop a downtown for us. And we're really looking for compact development. It's good to hear that some of the other cities out there are starting to see structured parking, because this is what we want to see. And our council's willing to wait until that happens. We don't want to build just a traditional shopping center. We want to build this. And so we're looking for a partner. So anybody out there who is interested in building something like this, the city's willing to put some subsidy into it as well. So there's a lot of great opportunity to really build what we feel is going to be kind of the fourth greatest center along the 15 freeway, along with Victoria Gardens, the one in Ontario, I'm blanking on. It's the one in Ontario? Ontario Mills, thank you. And then Dos Lagos down in Corona, and then of course this would be the fourth one we're hoping to be. But that is something that again it is going to center around our downtown. And then the other thing I want to mention too is our general plan includes this idea of connecting the city in a big green loop. So if you look at this, our downtown is kind of on the upper right corner there. It would go down through these green avenues all the way to the river. We have an incredible asset with the Santa Ana River to be able to activate that. So that's one of the things that we're looking at, is activating the Santa Ana River with trails and all kinds of other cool stuff. And then once we get to the southwest end of the city, the Cucamonga Creek dumps into that. And so all of that is in a flood zone. So again, borrowing from our big brothers in Ontario, we want to build a grand park as well. And this is, just an idea right now. It's going to be in our general plan. The idea is to build, 200 acres of just an amazing park for our residents. And then it connects to the north there along the Cucamonga Creek and then up to this SEE easement. So that gives you kind of that green loop all the way around the city. So something that, our city has a ton of parks. Parks per capita is pretty high for the city, higher than a lot of other cities. So one of the reasons that a lot of folks move to Eastvale, we're having a growing population here. We're going to add about 16,000 residents with our general plan build out. Being 95% built out, there's not a whole lot to go, but our downtown, again, being the densest part of that area. So with that, and then the other thing I wanted to share is it's just some images of what that downtown will look like and that civic center will look like. So this is going to be our new home here in the next 4 years or so. And so we're really excited about that, and this is going to be really an anchor to that downtown. So again, just want to put the word out about our downtown and looking for partners who want to be part of this growth in this area. So with that, I will turn it over to Brad.
Thank you to everybody on the ACRE board, to our speakers, to all of you for being patient. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.